Hello, good evening. Welcome back. Welcome to episode number 15 of the Intellectual Forum, the Happiness Club. And since today is the last episode, episode number 15 of this season, and then I take a break and go for summer vacation, then I made sure to have a very graceful, a very nice, a very inspiring and interesting episode. And I promise you, we are really gonna have lots of fun. So today, I usually say ladies and gentlemen, but today I say it with full confidence, with full power, with full energy. I'm saying ladies and gentlemen, and we are talking about the quintessential book on modern etiquette. We are going to talk about anything. You will going to learn everything you need to know about etiquette. So today I have the pleasure to have with me Siama Qadar. Hello, Siama, how are you? Siama, from CFO in a regional investment bank to the world of etiquette and to the Institute of Modern Etiquette launched in Dubai in 2015. Siama is a native British born and she is now the master of ceremonies, hosting events all around and all over, from fashion shows to exclusive VVIPs. Her love for all beautiful things brought her to become a brand ambassador and an admired blogger. She lectures at universities, colleges on hospitality and etiquette. And above all, she's our guest today, and she's the author of the lovely book, Ladies and Gentlemen. So today, I wanted to leave you with this episode. I wanted to leave you with grace, in a beautiful setup and in a happy mood. Welcome, Siama. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Huda, and thank you for the kind introduction.
Thank you, and it's a great pleasure to connect with you today. Siama, please tell us more about you. Where were you born, and how at very young age you discovered your passion and your love for the subject matter etiquette?
Sure. So I'm born and raised in London, in England, and all through my childhood journey, I've always had a passion for setting the table, for sewing, for making sure that my outfit is well ironed, for making sure that my hair is well groomed. And so I then started discovering how to set a table, to flower arrange. I love flower arranging. So, just to get a beautiful vase and just to put individual roses and individual types of flowers into a vase can really change the atmosphere and your mood and the environment you're in. So from a very young age, I started doing different types of etiquette type classes like that, flower arranging, sewing, table arranging, how to eat with a knife and fork. And especially coming from England and London, it was so important in kindergarten, primary school, to learn how to hold a knife and fork properly. And so those were the beginnings of me understanding and developing etiquette into my everyday life. And so when I became more of a teenager adult, I started going to etiquette classes in London. And then in time, I started going to Switzerland, and I qualified from a very well-known Swiss finishing school, where we boast alumni of Lady Diana, Camilla Parker Bowles. All your royals and your diplomats go to that same Swiss finishing school. And so I was very privileged and honored to have been accepted at that school. And I qualified in the year 2011. So my journey for etiquette started at a very young age with different types of extracurricular activities, which helped me to develop my mindset and to find the passion of etiquette.
Yeah. So from the university in Swiss, the university that all the royal families go there to get trained on etiquette. Tell us, Siama, how was the shift from CFO in a regional investment bank to the Institute of Modern Etiquette launched in Dubai in 2015?
So growing up in a Muslim heritage Indian Pakistani background, I had to follow a more conventional degree, which was to be a chartered accountant. So I qualified as a chartered accountant, and my foundation became investment banking. So my education and my profession became investment banking, which helped me and supported me to be who I am now. So it was the building blocks of my mind and of my being. So after how many years of doing investment banking, I then decided, look, I have a passion which is etiquette. And when I came to Dubai in 2014, I realized with so many nationalities, of 195, 198 different nationalities, everybody had different ways of doing things and different etiquettes and different styles, which was causing a pain and frustration for everybody, because nobody could understand anybody when it came to social manners and character and behavior. So when I came here in 2014, I realized, okay, there is a need for an institute whereby we can teach British, Swiss, French etiquette, or the more acceptable behaviors of etiquette to a society. So we could then, groom ourselves to be much more polite individuals. So I set up the Institute of Modern Etiquette in 2015. At the same time, I continued to do my investment banking career. And in 2019, I left my investment banking career to focus on Institute of Modern Etiquette, which now has become Haybella Academy, and to now become also a tech in fashion. So I've developed more of I'm building fashion with etiquette together and building a unique product. So that's how I changed. I shifted from being a CFO. I think it's so important to give back to a community, because the community has helped me grow, and it's now time for me to give back to a community. And so if I have leadership skills, I have mathematical skills, I have soft skills, then I need to give it back to society.
That's awesome. Siama, can you tell us what is the definition of etiquette? What is etiquette? And how does it improve one's reputation and the quality of life?
Sure. So the Oxford Dictionary gives the definition of etiquette being a socially acceptable behavior, or acceptable, the rule of acceptable behavior. Now, everybody has different feelings and thoughts and opinions on what is acceptable behavior, but it's what comes second nature to you. It should be basic respect. It should be respecting yourself, and it should be subsequently respecting other people and society. So that is acceptable behavior. Now, having good courtesy helps everybody, because it teaches you your personality. It teaches part of your characteristics. It's part of who you are and how you've been conditioned. So when you are in public, you are talking in society, and you show good etiquette, you show polite manners, you show social courtesy, the people around you are going to feel so much more warmth from you that they're going to want to come towards you and bring positive, beautiful energy towards you. And that's the kind of energy we should surround ourselves with, is beautiful energy. And the way to get beautiful energy is by being a beautiful person yourself, to show happiness, to show politeness, to show kindness in what you do and how you do it. So you've got to humbleize yourself. So it really does improve the quality of life, because money comes, money goes. It's not part of what is beautiful to you. So you've got to develop what you find beautiful and run with it. And so that is what improves the quality of life. Is what I feel. I don't feel money can improve the quality of life. It's really what you are and your personality that can improve quality of life.
Yes. I would like to say hi to all my lovely audience on Instagram. Hi, Mustafa. Hi, Acurious. Hi, Waktarib. Hi, Noha. Hi, Heba. Hi, Nada. If you have any question, so happy to be hosting today Siama Qadar. And we'll go on with the questions. And we are talking about how to live the beautiful life. And we are talking about etiquette. Siama, the social media now is changing the way we do business today. So are there any social media etiquette? I mean, social media don'ts and social media do's?
Yeah, no, social media is a brand new phenomenon which has literally just come about 8 to 9 years ago. And so we now have to create the etiquette rules of social media. Otherwise, social media can have a very negative psychological effect on your well-being. So it's so important that we have the do's and we have the don'ts. And we've tried to keep them as simple as possible. So for instance, on a don't for social media, don't keep posting your travel, your clothes, what you're doing, if you've just got engaged, because what you're doing is you are inviting envy and jealousy into your life. And that's a negative energy coming into your life. At the same time, for instance, if you've just got engaged and you just post all your pictures straight away onto social media, one, your family may get upset because you told the public and society before you've actually told them, so they will get upset. But secondly, somebody could get very hurt by it. To see a friend or to see somebody getting engaged could trigger a pain point in them. So you have to keep it very subtle. You keep your social media very subtle, mysterious, and don't keep posting on social media. At the same time, if you have a business, then you do have to post onto social media. But again, you keep it within the work environment, and rather than bringing your lifestyle on an everyday encounter, you have to try and pace it and manage it adequately. So we've got WhatsApp groups. Now WhatsApp, is instant messaging. But at the same time, when you're instant messaging, don't abbreviate your words. We're not 2-year-olds or 6-year-olds whereby we're abbreviating our words. We also need to be very polite with the language we use on instant messaging. So for instance, what are you looking at? Now, if you were to say that out in public, somebody could get offended by it. But if you say it on a messaging service, nobody knows your tone or in how you're saying it. But still, it can be interpreted as offensive and impolite. So you do have to say, excuse me, or what do you mean by that? So if you have complete sentences in your instant messaging, then there will be less misinterpretation of what you're trying to say, because arguments can happen so instantly on messaging service because you just don't know what the other person is saying, how they're saying it, the voice, the tone. And so we have to be very careful with how we use social media. There's a level of managing social media.
Yes, I agree with you that etiquette really improves the quality of our lives. What we say, what we do, how we do it, all this has a great impact on our overall well-being, overall happiness, and the quality of the life we are leading. So this brings me to the next question. So there is an art of conversation. So what are the communication etiquette? What are the do's and the don'ts in communication?
So the art of conversation is a skill. So, we all have to learn how to speak and how to listen. It doesn't come naturally to us. So, we have to listen to what the other person is saying. We have to be attentive to what the other person is saying. Always try to not glorify yourself, but to actually allow the other person to speak and allow them to improve their confidence by them being confident with who they are. So listen to them, be attentive to them, make eye contact with them, because in this way you are opening your heart to them, for them to become much more friendly towards you and for you to welcome them into your life. So that's like a single one-to-one conversation. But if you're on a dinner table and you've got multiple people sitting around your dinner table, you as the hostess have to be very careful, and you have to be very skilled in how you make conversation. You can't exclude anybody. You can't isolate anybody because they're your guests, and you have to treat them equally. So in the art of conversation, so for instance, you're on a 6-foot dinner table. You're talking to one person who's opposite you on the right-hand side. Easy communication because they're very close to you. But how do you bring the other 5, 6 guests into that same conversation? You have to physically turn and ask them by their name. And what's your opinion? And then that person should subsequently then connect with the person next to them and ask them how what their opinion, what their thoughts are. So everybody needs to understand how to develop the art of conversation and how to have good communication skills, because the hostess can't speak to the person at the end of the table, because then it would be seen as shouting. So it's very important that you bring people into the conversation, and they all help each other and they support each other to have a conversation which they all enjoy. So that's the do's, and then we've got the don'ts, the taboo subjects in art of conversation. We never talk about money. We never talk about, are you single? Are you married? Do you have children? We don't talk about death. We don't talk about the different religious or political views, because those are the types of questions where conflict can arise, because everybody has different views, everybody has different opinions. And so if you start talking about religion, that can cause a huge disagreement and a huge fight. And so, being the hostess or being part of the conversation, we really should not digress into those kind of topics. Those are the taboo topics in the art of conversation, because opinions can be very highly regarded. And so, we want to avoid those kind of conflicts in our communication. Another don't is don't digress from the actual topic. So, some people can go into a tangent. They can go into the wrong direction of a conversation. So we need to be able to take a rain check and reframe into what we're trying to say, in order to make sure that the topic is relevant. Another don't is, never, if 2 people are talking and there's a third person, always include them in the conversation, because you don't want to have a private secret conversation when there's someone in between. You don't want to hurt anybody. Part of etiquette and having kindness is be convenience, have good kindness, so you're not actually causing an inconvenience, you're not causing a pain to anybody, because we all have our ups and downs, we all have issues. When we meet our friends, when we are out in society, we don't want to come back hurt. Even the tiniest bit of hurt can have a massive mental well-being. So it's important that we are courteous towards everybody, and we don't try to hurt anybody in what we say.
Yes, absolutely. So part of being kind, being polite is a great part of etiquette that we learn even at universities. So Siama, since you are in the world of fashion, you are in the world of style. As a lady, what is personal etiquette, and how can, for example, a mother can reflect elegance and style to her daughter, for example? Or in other words, how can we learn to live life beautifully?
Yeah, that's a really nice question, Huda. So as a personal style, it's really important to have an upright posture, to keep your shoulders back and to have a nice long neck. And also, to have that open body language, so your heart is reflecting outwards. Now, if your heart is closed, so your body language is closed, so if you're sitting like this or you're closing like this, you're stopping, it's a barrier for people to come towards you. And you want the right people to come towards you. And when you radiate good, beautiful energy out, then the right people definitely come towards you. So it's really important that you live a beautiful life. So, have beautiful things around you. If you feel flowers are beautiful, have them around you. But, you know, understand what is beautiful for you and what makes you happy for you. And then surround yourself in that atmosphere. Now, for mothers and for daughters, daughters follow their mothers. You know, they're the inspiration. They aspire to be their mothers. So it's really important for the mothers to have good personalities, good characteristics for their daughters to follow, because your mother is your idol. And if your mum is sort of messy, then your daughter is going to be messy. But if the mother is showing confidence and oozing excellent personality, she's proud of her daughter, she has full respect for herself and for her daughter, then the daughter would definitely follow in the same footsteps as her mum. And we also, you know, as mums should humbleize themselves, invest in their daughters, so they are nurturing and conditioning their daughters at a very young age. So when they grow up, they're automatically they're automatically very beautiful. It's part of their characteristics. They're not learning it at a later life. So it's really important that mums are respectful for themselves, and subsequently their daughters will follow suit.
Yes.
But it's important that you live a beautiful life.
So it comes naturally, or we should learn it? Does it come natural from mother to daughter, or we should learn it?
No, well, etiquette is something that needs to be learned. And it's part of your everyday life. Now, if you're living a very, very busy life and you don't do voluntary work, because, you know, when you humbleize yourself by doing voluntary work, for instance, you know, you're helping in the elderly home, or you're helping in a disability home, your personality and your character changes inside of your heart. So what you're doing there is you are cultivating your heart. You're getting rid of the negativity and the bad things, the bad version of you, and you're bringing in the good version of you, and the more nicer, the kinder, the politer person inside of you, you're actually bringing it out, because it becomes diluted. Because there's so much negativity around us, it becomes the positivity becomes diluted, and you have to remove that negativity to bring the positivity and bring the beauty out. So you have to cultivate your heart to then develop it and harness it for it to radiate out. So part of etiquette is you do have to invest in yourself. You invest in yourself. You do things that make you happy, that give a joy to your face, that you have a passion for, that when you wake up in the morning, you're actually really excited to do it. So if you do those kind of experiences and modules and classes, then you will automatically develop a very beautiful decorum and grace in yourself. And so it really needs to be taught. Etiquette needs to be taught.
It's to be taught. I totally agree with you, is that we all need to do that polish for our daughters, our sons. This polish, it is a kind of skill that you can get trained either in the house, or you go to a specific institute to learn it. If you want to even be professional about it, to do events, to do like you do yourself, VVIPs, event and ceremonies and all this stuff. So I would like to know from you, how about etiquette for gentlemen? Are there specific etiquette for gentlemen and tips for a gentleman to be a classy one in the 21st century?
Well, also a very nice topic. No, gentleman etiquette it's a skill, and I do believe that every man should learn it. It's a self-development soft skill, and there are various areas that a gentleman needs to develop in. So, for instance, a gentleman needs to be well groomed, well polished, have a lot of manners, because again, like with ladies etiquette, when you have good manners as a gentleman, you are reflecting how your parents have conditioned you, how your parents have brought you up. So if you take out the chair for your wife, or for the lady next to you, it's so polite. It's, you know, it, as a woman, you see like, wow, you know, their parents have taught him well. For a lift, who goes into the lift first? Now there's a man, there's a lady, but the man arrived first. Who goes into the lift? A lot of men don't know, but it's politer, it's courteous to allow the lady to go into the lift first. And what that is showing is respect. It's showing that I respect you and I respect women around me, and that's why I've allowed you into the lift first. There's no issue of equality here. It's more to do with respect. And I think it's really important for a gentleman to understand that respecting himself, subsequently respecting the women around him, is so important. You know, there's a big difference when you see a gentleman and just a normal man. A gentleman will always be very polite. He will move his car to allow your car to go in. He will give you advice. He will sneeze in his in his left elbow. He'll just be so much more politer, and you want to be around people like that because, again, you know, he's got a beautiful energy around him, and so you want to be around people with beautiful energy.
Yeah. Siama, since I'm a bit biased to ladies, so I want to know more. You mentioned in your book that every woman has to know her own style. What is her style? So how can we know our own style?
Okay, so as a woman, as we grow older, so we're going from our childhood to our adulthood, we need to identify what we like, what suits our bodies. Now, our bodies keep changing on a daily basis, our body changes. And we start exercising, our body changes more, our mood becomes a lot more, much more beautiful. So we need to understand what colors suit us. Always have a signature color. So my signature color is pink. Now, when someone says to me, what's your favorite color? I would always say pink. And they say, why? Because it's gentle, it's soft, it's kind, it's got a epitome to it. It's part of politeness, and that is part of me. So if you can describe your favorite color, then you are describing yourself. So always have a signature color, which is your favorite color, and always try and wear your signature color, because you're always going to allow your mood and your heart to be uplifted with your signature color. So you've got to know your body type. Are you an hourglass, whereby your waist is tucked in, your chest and your hips are the same proportion? Are you an athlete, so you're completely straight down? Or are you an apple shape? Once you've identified what category you fall into, then you can start researching and developing what ideas on the trends on what actually fits you and what suits you. So I'm petite in height. So big flower prints or big prints don't suit me because I'm petite. But if I was taller, if I was broader, then, you know, maybe flower prints or big prints would suit me because it would suit my body shape. But so it really depends on your body shape, on what type of outfit would suit you.
Yes, and can somebody have more than one body type?
Yeah, well, because, yes, no, absolutely, because we can go from being an apple to being an hourglass to even subsequently being an athlete if we exercise and we eat in proportion. So as we grow older, we start to understand ourselves much better. And as a woman, it's so important that you understand yourself first, mentally, physically, in your soul, what you like, what you don't like, and bring in exercise. If you're going to eat, exercise is part of your daily life. It's part of your lifestyle. Exercise can change everything for you. It can change your body shape. It can change your mood. It can change your happiness. It can change absolutely everything. It's an investment in your life when you bring exercise. So body shapes can change significantly, but because we brought in exercise and beautiful eating habits, into our lives.
Yes. So since you are talking about the equation that beautiful mind plus beautiful body equal beautiful what? Beautiful mind
Beautiful
plus
heart.
beautiful body, then we reach the beautiful self. So
Yes.
how to celebrate life or to celebrate the beautiful life starting from this equation? Can you elaborate
Correct.
more on this?
Yes, no, absolutely. So beautiful mind. So you're working on a beautiful mind. You are developing the good habits into your life, the best version of you, not the worst version. So identify if you are going to swear, stop yourself, because with being a beautiful person, being a woman, swearing does not suit us. You know, you should not swear. Your language should be very beautiful with what you say. So stop yourself, identify, oh, that's the bad version of me. Identify it, come back in, change it, apologize for it, change it, so only the good version comes out. Here you are exercising and programming your mind. You are going into classes and modules that benefits you and harnesses and cultivates your heart. So it's important that you work on your mind, you program your mind so it becomes beautiful. That's one part of the equation. Now, when you are beautifying your mind, you subsequently are by default working on your body. So you are beautifying your body. When you have a beautiful body because you've been exercising well, you're eating good quality food, beautiful food. If food does not look nice, do not eat it. If a vegetable is looking very beautiful with different colors, and you feel that, oh, this is very nice, it excites you, then it's beautiful. So you are working on your mind, you're programming your mind, and you're programming your body to have a beautiful heart. And having that beautiful heart is what allows beautiful things to come to you. And always in life, you want beautiful things to come to you rather than you go to them. Because finding them and searching them can take time. So you've got to have open your third eye, which is hair in between your two eyes. So this is your third eye, and you've always got to have this open in order to see the good opportunities that will benefit you and your heart. So once your heart is, your eyes are open, your crown of your head is open, then the beautiful surroundings will come to you. And it's important to live in that kind of atmosphere.
Yes. Siama, you mentioned that there is a kind of vertical body type versus horizontal body type. Can you please explain more on this?
Sure. So the horizontal body type is what I explained in terms of the apple shape,
Yes.
the hour shape, and the athlete shape. So this is your total proportion of your body. Now the vertical is, as explained, is the height, your face structure, your bone structure. This is what is your vertical body shape. So you've got to understand, if you've got short legs but a long body, what type of clothes you should wear. Should you be wearing heels? Of course. So if you've got short legs, tall body, you can wear heels. But if you've got long legs with a short body, then you need to change what you wear. So trousers, flared trousers would look amazing on a vertical body with long legs and a short upper body. It's the same with the face structure. Do you have a heart-shaped face? Do you have a diamond face shape? Do you have a circle shape? So all of this makes a big difference in what type of glasses you wear, what sunglasses you wear, but also, we live in the UAE, a Muslim country, we wear hijabs, how the hijab should be on our heads. So the vertical shape of your body is really important to identify the horizontal body shape.
Yes. Siama, since we are tomorrow is Eid al-Adha and a lot of people are traveling, so traveling makes life beautiful. Nothing can match the thrill and joy of planning a holiday. So please advise, are there any travel guide that can render the journey not only easy and comfortable, but also with grace and royalty?
Yeah, so when it comes to traveling, you know, traveling is part of having memories and having good memories. They're like a keepsake. So when you are traveling, always try and travel light. You know, I know we are women, we love our shoes, but you know, be apply common sense. Do we need to take an entire suitcase of shoes? Are we going to be going to so many parties that we need 10 different or 5 different pairs of party shoes? So be sensible. You know, we are independent, we are professional, we are beautiful women who understand ourselves. So we don't need to overflood our luggage, firstly. Secondly, always try and have a treasure chest of like a first aid box, a tiny little first aid box, which includes a very small safety pin, includes a sewing kit, includes tea tree oil for your spots, for a bit of dryness. Have your favorite lipstick with you. So you're taking your favorite items, but you're taking it in minimalist. You're not taking your entire makeup trunk, or you're not taking all your makeup and your hairstyling items, because you're keeping it light, because you want your memories to remain in your head and your mind rather than taking too much luggage with you. Always tag your luggage. It's so important you tag your luggage, because it could be that when you arrive there, there's so many people with similar type of luggage and it gets quite confusing. So tag your luggage and make it visible on a tag so you can see it, because there's nothing more worse than waiting for your luggage on the conveyor belt. You pick up the luggage, it's already heavy, and you picked it up and you realize it's not yours. So avoid those kind of complications. Make your life easy, make your life convenient by tagging your suitcases. Another travel tip, if you're going to a new destination, take a travel book, you know, and do some pre-planning beforehand. So understand the basic sentences of how do I get a taxi? How do I get to this hotel? You know, the basic travel tips of learning a new language because you're going to a foreign place. So it's always very polite to understand the language where you're going to, and also pre-plan the customs and traditions of that country, because you don't want to go to a country and you've got the wrong clothing with you, or you've done a faux pas, you've said some words, or your body language is not good. For instance, this thumbs up means good, well done, excellent in a lot of the Western countries.
By the way,
But
you
if you say,
received some of these on Instagram. Good job. Very beautiful.
thank you. But this in Guatemala, in South America, is an offensive language. So, you know, we've got to learn the cultures and the traditions and the customs for the country we're going to. And it becomes so much more nicer for you as well, because you understand the history and the character. So when you go there, your mind is so much more open and you develop so much more knowledge. So traveling can increase your knowledge in twofolds. It's enormous amount of knowledge you learn, and you widen your spectrum. And it helps, again, to cultivate the heart, because the heart is ultimately the objective of what you're trying to achieve, to radiate beauty.
Yeah. Siama saying it, before going to the next question, in the wardrobe of traveling and the royalty, you mentioned a lot that you need to have a piece of black clothes with you, or maybe two.
Black dress.
There should always be a replacement. Can you explain that more, and why is the need for the black color?
Yeah, so the British royal family, whenever they travel, they always travel with at least one black dress. Now, you never know where you're going to go when you're at your destination. You're always going to go to a restaurant because you need to eat. So you're going to go to a restaurant, you don't know what to wear. It's the evening because it's dinner time. The black dress, the little black dress will suit it. Wherever you go, the little black dress will suit any restaurant. Even if you go to a party, a formal dinner, a party, a cocktail, that little black dress would suit. So you've got your perfect little black dress with you wherever you go, just as an emergency or because you're going to an event, and that little black dress will suit.
Yes.
Black, because black is an elegant color. Black can make you look a lot slimmer. It can hide a lot of your shapes, a lot of curves. It can, it can slim you down. And a lot of women feel comfortable and confident in black. So that's why black is one of those colors.
Yes, and you can put any accessories as well. Any accessories
Exactly.
can fit. Yeah.
Exactly. Apply any accessories, shoes. You can, match anything with a little black dress.
Yes. Siama saying it with flowers. So we want to say it today with flowers. What are the flowers etiquette? What does each color means?
Okay, so difficult topic because remembering what each color means is quite hard to
Maybe
remember.
a
But
summary or
roses. So the red rose, romantic. A red rose is so beautiful. It doesn't even have to be romantic. I buy flowers on a weekly basis because it helps me to uplift my mood. It helps me to uplift the spirit. Plus, the surroundings look so much more beautiful when you have flowers. So you've got the red rose. You've got white. White is generally more for funerals. Doesn't have to be roses, but more for funerals. You've got yellow, part of friendship. Pink is also part of friendship. So it can be any type of flower, but you have to be careful with what colors you are using and where you are going, because you can't take red to a funeral because it will be offensive to take red flowers or red roses to a funeral. But I think the general, everybody knows that red roses is part of romance, and so automatically it's part of the air. People understand that, but understanding flowers, understanding their colors, it's a very beautiful knowledge to have, because you can change somebody's mood just by giving them one single flower. They could have had a really bad day, and you as a friend or you as a stranger have given them a flower, and it can just totally uplift them. The kindness of giving a flower is quite surreal.
yes, I agree with you. Totally agree. Absolutely. Siama, making good friends. What do you mean by good friends? And what is the importance of making good friends to the quality of our life?
So I think it's vitally important that you have good friends. Now, as we again go through our life journey, we get to experience and meet various types of people. You've got to filter out the people that have a negative energy towards you. You've got to filter out the people that are your friend, but actually they are fake or they backstab you. You've got to really understand what kind of friends you want in your life, because your friends influence you. You don't realize it, you may not realize it, but they have a huge significant impact on your well-being, mentally, on your well-being. So if you have negative friends around you, they're only going to put you down. They're going to deter you. They're not going to be inspirational. They're going to stop you with what you want to achieve. They're going to create negativity, and instead of you working towards a positive goal, you're going to be thinking about, why did my friend say that, and why did she or he do that? So it's important that you have good quality positive people around you rather than toxic people, because toxic people can really put you into depression. And it's important that you don't fall into depression And if you do fall into a depression, you need to be able to identify it. And once you've identified it, you need to see what areas of your life you can change, you can develop to uplift you out of that depression. Now, only you can help yourself. So only I can help myself, because I can't be in denial. I need to understand if I'm in depression, this is what I need to do to uplift myself out of depression. Otherwise, you fall onto medication. Now, medication is a temporary way of uplifting your mood, but it's just temporary. And when you have those kind of temporary uplifts, you also have side effects. So it's better to understand yourself, know where toxic people are, put a barrier up, and only include the good, positive people around you, because it can really change your mind, and it can really have a massive impact on your quality of life when you have good quality people around you. When you have good quality people around you, you have a structure, and that structure is solid for you to achieve your goals and your objectives.
Yes, absolutely. In your book, many topics like office etiquette, like business etiquette. You talked about funeral etiquette, about mobile phone etiquette, about wedding and grooming. So today, let me tackle the professional etiquette and how can intelligent beauty reflect in business etiquette.
Business etiquette is vital in this time and age. Now, so we all have client meetings. When we have client meetings, we need to radiate beautifulness out, because especially if you're a service or your product, you need to close that deal. Now, one way of closing that deal is by developing a good rapport with your client. How do you develop a good rapport with your client? Is by having good customer servicing, by having good quality business etiquette. How you greet. It's so important. You need to understand how you greet, how you are polite towards them, how you are kind towards them. When you are polite and kind towards them, they're more likely to do business with you. And that's what your ultimate goal is, for them to do business with you. You're building a good consumer experience. When you build a good consumer experience, that client will always come back to you. And that's what's vital, because as a business, you need to have revenue. Now, if your client keeps coming back to you because you've developed good quality etiquette of kindness and good customer servicing with your client, they're always going to come back to you, and subsequently they're going to refer you. When they refer you, you'll get clients. Rather than you having to knock on everybody's doors to get clients, clients will refer you, and that's where you need to get to, for clients to refer you. When you've got to that stage where clients are referring you because of your quality, of your etiquette, of your kindness, of the customer service you're offering, the satisfaction, the excellence, then your business will flourish much more faster. It will accelerate, rather than digital and social media, which all helps and it all aids, but it's slightly slower. But when you build a good network of clients, because you provided them good customer servicing with good etiquette, they'll always come back.
Yes, and there is a
and as women,
yes, there is a say, take care of your client and your clients will take care of your bank account. I heard it many times, even said by G.T. Fox. He's the author of the book. I don't remember the name of the book. So it is true that when you have the good manner, the polite manner, when you have the right etiquette, you can do a lot in business. This also
absolutely,
can be in office. Are there any specific tips on etiquette you can give us? Office etiquette, as office etiquette.
Yeah. So, for instance, again with a client, so when you are meeting a client for the first time, you have to offer your business card. Now, you offer your business card by holding it by the tip of the corners of the business card with both your hands, and it should be readable for your client. So you're offering the business card with both your hands, and it's readable for your client. You're not offering it with one hand and it's vertical, and the client has to then take it and then turn it around, because you caused inconvenience for them. the tiniest bit of inconvenience can ruin your first impression. So the first impression is always the lasting impression. So always make sure that the first impression is with good manners. So the business etiquette with giving your card is essential. Again, with employees, it's important that you treat your employees with respect. Subsequently, they're more likely to stay in the company. They're more likely to increase their productivity if you as a boss, or you as their line manager, are polite and respectful to them. So it's important that we apply good business corporate etiquette within our work environment. It's the same with our desks. We have our laptop, we have our computer, our desktop. Our desk should be relatively neat and tidy, because when you have a neat and tidy desk, your mind is also tidy. You can then, you can actually focus more on your work rather than a cluttered desk which clutters your mind. It's amazing how things around you can have a significant impact of the mind. And that's why it's important that we program our mind in such a beautiful way that it subsequently becomes second nature for us.
Yes, great. And let me tell you, you said that money cannot always buy happiness, but spending it on others can. How can one experience the joy of giving? And I would like also to know, you have philanthropy roles you are doing. Can you also tell us more about the work you are doing on this perspective?
Sure. So, yeah, I'm a big believer that money can't buy you happiness. It's, money comes, money goes, money can buy you temporary or momentarily some sort of happiness, but it's short-lived. You want your happiness to be long-lived and for it to happen naturally by default. You wake up and you wake up happy. You go to sleep, you go to sleep happy. Money is just very short-lived. It's important that we have to do voluntary work because we have to build up our deeds, not just for this life, but also for the life hereafter. So when you give to somebody, the satisfaction of giving to somebody is so much more than receiving, because you see the smile on their face, you see the joy in their face. Their heart just automatically gives you a good compliment. It gives you a wish. So to see a little smile on somebody's face because you've given them a chocolate bar, or you've given them a date, or you've given them something small or even big, is so joyous. It's very, very satisfying when you program yourself to do things like that, to give more and to take less. Now, part of my charity work is I've been here for 6 years now, and I've, from the very first few days of coming to Dubai, I started doing labor camp distributions, whereby we give labor food during Ramadan. Every day we have a mosque in a labor camp in Jabal Ali. We provide food there on a daily basis to approximately 1,000 to 200 worshippers. And then during the year, we do gift bag distributions to needy families around the UAE. There's so many families whereby they are on low income, or they don't have a breadwinner, they may have disabled children, they may have lost their job. And so we all need support, we all need help. And so we're a group of ladies that help and support needy families, widowed women or single parents. There's so many, unfortunately, they've had a bad marriage, they've broken up, left the wife with the baby, with the child. We try and support them financially, but also with advice and guidance with all the different charities we have here in the UAE. We will support them, we'll do their legal cases for them. We'll also help them in other matters if they need other areas supported in. We'll also help them there. So we do a number of different types of charity work throughout the entire year. It's not just during Ramadan, but during Ramadan predominantly we do labor camp distributions.
Sure, Siama, there is a joy in giving, and it makes
Yes.
the quality of life even better. So it's not about money, but it's about a lot of other characteristics as well, like giving and finding the joy in giving. So as we said that today is the last episode, it's episode number 15 in the Intellectual Forum, the Happiness Club. And I promise all my audience to leave them in a better mood, to leave them in grace, in a happy mood and a beautiful setup, because I'm going to take my vacation during August. So at the end, I would like you to tell us your best tips to make the world a better world, a more beautiful world around us, and to live a happier life and the higher quality of life. So what are your best tips that you can provide us today?
I think always identify who you are. It's really important that you identify who you are, what you like and what you don't like. You go towards what you like. It's really important that you understand what you like, and so you lead your life with the likes in your life. So different types of flowers, different types of classes, exercise, fresh air. If you like it, you build it into your life. You also need to identify where your bad habits are, the incorrect versions of yourself. And once you identify the incorrect versions of yourself, then you can reframe yourself, bring it back in, and bring out the good version of yourself. When you bring out the good version of yourself, then you will get good versions of people coming towards you. A critical area is respect, self-respect. So it's really important that you self-respect yourself. Don't hurt yourself, don't criticize yourself. If something went wrong, you've got to understand what words hurt you, because words can hurt you. And so you've got to be kind to yourself. Always be kind to yourself. So if something went wrong, it's fine, trial and error. These things happen, but don't criticize yourself. When you self-respect yourself, then you will always respect society, and society will subsequently respect you. It's really important that you have a beautiful life and you lead a beautiful life. So you've got to also say, I want a beautiful life. So look in the mirror and say, I want a beautiful life, and try saying it on a daily basis, at least 5 to 10 times by looking in the mirror. So say, I want a beautiful life. My hair is beautiful. My clothes are beautiful. My body is beautiful. And this way you are building your self-confidence. This way you are programming your mind to feel beautiful. And when you feel beautiful, your mood is uplifted, your positivity is uplifted, and you surround yourself with beautiful things.
Thank you very much, Siama. It was a great pleasure connecting with you today. It was a lovely, inspiring episode, and I leave you with, ladies and gentlemen, and the quintessential book on modern etiquette. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and see you on next series. Bye.
Inshallah. Bye. Thank you very much, Huda, and the followers. Thank you. Eid Mubarak.
Thank you.